Hi, this is Joe from Joe's Tech Bits, back with another video. I recently got interested in the new Mac Mini M2 models, and since I already had an M1 Mac Mini, I had a lot of trouble deciding whether I should go for the new one, but the M2 Pro has so many new features. It has extra USB-C ports, it has better Wi-Fi, better Bluetooth, and one I got has 16 gigs of RAM, and I just couldn't pass it up. I was really interested in it. In this video, rather than showing you all the comparisons between M1, M2, Intel, speed settings, disk settings, there are probably a million of those videos out there. I'm just going to show you the unboxing and what I needed to do to trade in my old Mac Mini, which I did to Apple. So here we go with my experience unboxing the new Mac M2 Pro and trading in my M1 Mac Mini. Hi, this is Joe from Joe's Tech Bits. I'm here today to show you the unboxing of my new M2 Mac Mini Pro, which I just received today. I would also like to show you the trade-in that I'm going to set up of my M1 Mac Mini, which I just bought last July. You might say, well, why did you buy the new one? Because it had so many new features and also has the M2 processor. So I'd like to show you the unboxing and show you how to work the trade-in package that Apple sends. So here we go. Received today from Apple, and you notice it's in a cardboard box, and probably the Apple packaging is inside this cardboard box. So what I noticed, there's a zip strip on the side here. Let's see what happens if we open this. And, oh, it looks like the Apple box is inside. There we go. So we'll get rid of that. And there's the box with the Mac Mini, the M2 Pro Mac Mini. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. And here's the box with the M2 Pro Mac Mini. So what we need to do now is open this box. Okay, here's the box for the Mac Mini, and you can see it's just a normal packaging that Apple does. Has the Apple on the front in the silver color Mac Mini, and some serial number information on the back and things. Now there's another zip strip here. Let's see what happens if we pull this. Now is that going to, oh, there's two of them. So we'll pull them, and I believe the box will open. It's a little tight, but there we go. Put that on the floor. Get these out of the way so you can see it better. And there's what it looks like. Of course, it's upside down. Now there's a tab here. They make it very easy to pull the computer out of the box. Just pull up on that, and there it is. There's the Mac Mini M2 Pro model. Now, one thing we need to do is continue to pull this tab and take the plastic off the bottom. And there is plastic over top of the ports. We can pull this off. And that uncovers the ports. And you can see this is the M2 Pro because we have the 4 Type-C ports right here, the Thunderbolt ports. So that's the unboxing. Now what we're going to do is do a setup and copy the information from my M1 Mac Mini over to this. Since I decided to trade in my M1 Mac Mini, I would like to show you how I'm going to delete all the data on it and get it ready to send back to Apple. What I'd like to do though is show you first that if I go into Time Machine right here and open the settings, I have actually 2 backups going. I have one backup going to a SSD, a 500 gigabyte SSD, and just to be on the safe side, I did a second backup on a 256 gig flash drive. You can see that's not plugged in right now because you see the red question mark there. But what you need to do before anything, if you're trading in a machine or replacing a machine, you're going to sell it or whatever, you need to delete all the data on your older machine, but make sure it's backed up. I've done this before with my MacBook Air. I took a backup, a Time Machine backup, and when I got the new M1 Mac Mini last year, I took the backup from the MacBook Air and restored it to the Mac Mini, and it was almost perfect. All the files I had on the MacBook Air are pretty much there on the Mac Mini. So you need to do a backup. Time Machine's one good way to do it. There's a lot of other backups. You could probably do a Macrium Reflect image backup and then restore it. There's a lot of different backup softwares out there that you could probably use. So that's it on the backup. Next, I will show you how to set up your machine for shipping back. I'd like to show you where the trade-in process starts. When you go on the Mac Mini page on the Apple website and you go to the Buy button, you can select your Mac Mini that you're going to buy or set up to buy, and you can go down the page and you can either see how the trade-in works, which you can read, get credit towards your new Mac, or if you're ready to set up your trade-in, you can click on Get Started. Now, I won't be able to show you the whole process because you need a serial number of your trade-in device, which I don't have here right now, but you start by saying you have an Apple device, and you can put the serial number in right here, and this will take you further and ask you if it's in good condition, if there's any dings or bends or anything on it. And once you go through the whole questioning process, it will give you a price. So you can then decide, is it worth it to trade it in or keep it, or try and sell it, sell the item. But anyhow, that's where you start, right at the Apple website in the buy page. If you decide to trade in a device for a new one on the Apple website, like I did with my Mac Mini, you'll be given some payment options. If you buy it through Apple, you can buy it and pay for the whole thing all at once. And if you're trading in a device, you'll get a credit for it after you pay for the device, after you package up the older device and send it into Apple. Not sure if they send you a gift card or if they send you a check or whatever, but the option I chose was 12-month payment. If you have an Apple card, you can take the payment for 12 months and there's no interest, no shipping, no whatever. And if you're trading in a device, they take the device price right off from the 12-month payments. So you don't have to worry about putting all that money out. You can put it out over 12 months and pay no interest. So once you decide to do that, go through the setup process of doing a trade-in, you'll get an email from Apple, and this is pretty much the email you'll get. It says your trade-in has been initiated, and it gives you the order number and all that, which I blanked out. I didn't figure it'd be important here. But it says once you receive, they're going to send you a kit to ship back your trade-in. Once you receive it, you have 14 days to return it. So if we get down further, it describes your device that you're trading in and the trade-in value, which I blanked out because it's not important here. It could be different for different items. And the one thing they tell you is if they get your trade-in and it's totally banged up or not working or whatever, your trade-in value will be adjusted. Now further down, if you'd like, you can track your trade-in. I believe last time I traded something in, I think I put a call into either UPS or one of the services, and I had in the trade-in package, they have a label and everything that you can slap on the package and just have, I guess, UPS pick it up. And once it goes, then you'll have a tracking number you can track it with to make sure it got there. Now you see in this email there's some links here you can click. The link that shows you what to do with your machine when you trade it in will take you here, and it'll show you what to do with your trade-in to get it ready to send back. And you can see there's a bunch of items here: cancel, Apple Care, erase all content, and setting. Here's one thing I wanted to show you. If you have a Mac Silicon, the M1 or M2 chips, you can identify it by going to this website here, and it'll give you the different Macs that have the silicone chip. if you have a Mac OS Monterey on your Mac, either Silicon or with the A2 Apple T2 security chip, use the Erase Content and Settings right here instead of the remaining steps in this article. If you don't have a Mac OS with these options, for any other Mac or Mac OS, continue to step 3. So this, if you have a newer Mac, basically you're going to go right here and it's going to tell you how to erase everything on there. And if you have Monterey, it's one way to do it, to find it. If you have the newest Ventura, here's how to find the erase settings. If you don't have that, you have to start at number 3, 4, and continue. Do all these. So it depends. If you have a real old Mac Mini, maybe an Intel version or something, you may have to go through with all these items. Now, one of the things you need to do is remove a device from Find Devices on iCloud.com. So if you sign in to go to Find Devices, which is right here, of course you have to sign in, which I'm not going to do right now because I'm sure that's easy enough to do. But you find your device and just delete it from the list. You have to remove your account. And here's how to do that. Find your device. Of course, this gives you a whole bunch of different Apple products. iPod Touch, Apple Watch, iPad, iPhone, AirPods, or Beats product. But we're just concerned about the Mac. So you'll have to just make sure you're following the Mac directions. And another thing, they want you to either have your device turned off or be offline when you delete the device from the list, remove your account. So, depending on how you want to try it, when I did mine, I turned the device completely off and I deleted it from my Windows machine. So that should be it on here. The first thing that Apple tells you to do in their instructions is to remove the device from the account. The best way to do it in their instructions is to turn the device off. It also says you can take it offline, but since I have a second machine, I'm not sure if you just take it offline, if you could do the device removal. So I turned my Mac Mini M1 off, the one I'm returning, and I am now in iCloud.com. And then they tell you to go to Find My Device, which is right here. Click on that. And then click on All Devices. Then all you need to do is find your device you're removing, which is the MacBook Mini, and you see it says offline here. Click on that and just click on Remove from Account. This Mac is linked to your Apple ID. Removing this Mac will allow it to be activated and used by another person. Okay, that's what we want because we're sending it back. So we'll do a remove. And then we have to enter the Apple ID password to remove it. So it's like a secondary safety measure. Going to put my password in. And hope that I typed it correctly. And we'll say remove again. And it looks like it took my password. So let's check all devices again. And you see it was under the MacBook Air, but it's gone now. So that's how you would remove your device from the account. I would like to show you now how to get to the settings and erase your old Mac or whatever device you're erasing. So if we go up here to the Apple and go to System Settings and go to General. Now you can see Transfer or Reset. Transfer or Reset takes you to this screen. One of the options is Open Migration Assistant. That will help you move information, apps, data, settings, etc. to a new machine. But we're going to check that out when we get to the new machine. So right now what we're going to do is just click on Erase All Content and Settings. Now what I'm going to do is switch over to my camera, because I don't think you'll be able to see much once it starts erasing, because I won't have the software to record the screen. So once we get it going, I'll hit Erase All Contents and record it on the camera. Okay, we're now erasing our settings and content. It's reminding us to do a time machine backup, which I've done. I'm going to delete two usernames, my main user and my Joe's Tech Bits. And we'll sign out, find my, we need the Apple ID here. Now the big warning comes up, says you're about to erase all content and settings. And it's in red, so you can't miss it. So here we go. Now it looks like we got a new Activate Mac. So this is treating it, I believe, like it's a brand new machine being set up. So I think that's about all we can do. It's going to get packed up when we get the package from Apple and get sent back as a trade-in. And the next thing we'll do now is set up our new Mac Mini M2 Pro. Hi, I'm back again. I pulled my Mac M1 Mini out of my system, unplugged it. Here's the power plug, that's all that goes with it. And if you notice here, this is the M1. I have a QuizLab hub, which was plugged into one of the USB-C ports here. So what I need to do is transfer this over to the new machine. And also I have a dongle in here from the keyboard and mouse. So I'm going to transfer that to one of the USB ports here, the USB A. We got that. And I will put the hub here and connect it to one of the USB-C ports here. Probably pick that one, the closest one. So now what I can do is put this back online. I have an HDMI cable, a new power cable, and I also have a webcam that plugs in the back here. Other than that, the hard drives in this hub are still in there. I have an M2 NVE hard drive in here, 2 terabyte. There's also space for a SATA drive, but that's empty right now. I figured 2 terabytes would be fine for me right now. So that's in the hub. And of course you can see I have more ports in the front of the hub. So we'll plug it in and we'll see what happens. Hi, we're back again 2 days later. I was waiting for my trade-in package from Apple, which came yesterday. So I'd like to show you how we're going to pack up my old Mac Mini and ship it off to Apple for the trade-in. I haven't opened this yet, so let's see what we got. There's probably instructions inside to ship this back. Oops, there we go. Ah, we got some labels or something, bubble wrap, all kind of things. Bubble wrap. Ah, and this looks like a holder to put the Mac Mini in. So we're going to pause this right now and just see if there's any instructions with this, and then I'll be back with you shortly. Well, here we are back again. I looked at everything in the box and I'll just show you what was in there. First of all, we have the styrofoam inserts that will hold the Mac Mini. So we're going to use the same box that they shipped us to ship the Mini back. We also have a pre-addressed label that will get on the box after we pack it all up. We have some styrofoam bubble bag, a styrofoam bubble bag that I believe the power cable goes into. And I believe we even have some tape to tape the box shut, so we don't have to use or go looking for any packing tape. So we'll see how that is. And then finally, Apple gives us a little instruction book that even has pictures inside. I don't think you could see them, but I'll hold it a little closer, maybe you could see them. But it has pictures that shows how to pack it up, and it also has a QR code in the corner, I guess, to get more instructions on packing this up. So I will pack it all up and show you what it looks like when we're finished. Okay, now it's all packed up and ready to go, all taped up. And the last thing we do is put the label on, and we put the label that they supplied with this kit over top of the original shipping label that was on this box. So now the only thing left to do is either drop this off at a UPS location or set up a pickup from my local UPS driver. After you arrange for pickup or drop this off, it goes back to Apple and they will credit your account accordingly. Well, here I am. This is the screen, my home screen of my new Mac Mini Pro M2. And just to show you, I will bring this down about this Mac. You can see it's a Mac Mini, Apple M2 Pro chip with 16 gigabytes. I only had 8 gigabytes on my M1, so this is an upgrade for me. Plus with the other features, it's a pretty nice setup. So this is the end of part 1. The next part made it a little bit long, so I broke it into 2 sections, part 1 and 2. If you watch the second section, you'll see how I used Time Machine to restore my Mac 1 Mini to my Mac M2 Mini. And hopefully you'll get some information out of it. But please don't forget to watch part 2. But this is the end of part 1. And thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you get a chance. If you have any comments, please leave comments, because I never get any comments. So you can at least maybe leave a comment and tell me how many times I said so. That'd be a good test for everybody. So here we go. This is the end of part 1. Thank you.